It's the Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine podcast, and I'm Janet Blair. Each week, I sit down with one of my girlfriends, whether it be
Teresa, Natalie,
Carrie,
Kristen,
Tara,
Stephanie.
We talk about whatever.
We completely restore this trailer.
Fry people's faces off as a bad Mexican.
I don't understand the competition that goes on between women.
Two girls and a bottle of wine. Over a glass of wine, bottle of wine, or sometimes a couple bottles of wine. Join in on Facebook at facebook.com/twogirlsandabottle-of-wine. Don't miss us. Hi, I'm Janet.
And I'm Petra.
And we are Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine.
Because men like boobs.
And girls like wine. Petra from Hillbilly Nerd Talk is my special guest this week, and I'm so excited.
On tonight's Hillbilly Nerd Talk.
Oh, thank you so much. What are you drinking today?
I poured me a Malibu and Diet because it's afternoon by 3 minutes, so I thought it would be okay. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking vodka and pineapple.
Yay! And so in your time zone, it's like a couple hours afternoon. You're in the free and clear, no judgments.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you're kind of like me, where you typically record your podcast in the afternoon/evening, correct?
Yes.
So this is kind of new.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're both in unfamiliar territory.
No judgment, because you do need that warm-up drink to get going. I really have to, because I get nervous and tongue-tied and just want to hide.
I do that too every week. Every time I have someone coming over, I'm like, oh, what if I'm just not, I don't have it today? What if I just don't have it?
Yeah, but hey, we keep going, so.
We do. So tell us about Hillbilly Nerd Talk.
Hillbilly Nerd Talk is our podcast, and we started doing this a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago. Hank always wanted to podcast, to put something out there, and I'm going to be honest, he dragged me kicking and screaming into it because I get nervous and tongue-tied and don't want to talk on the microphone, and he couldn't find anybody else to do it with. So he's just kind of staring, like giving me the look, like, come on, you've got to do this with me. And, once we tried it a few times, I really enjoy it because it gives us an outlet. It lets us talk about things openly that sometimes we're not so free to talk about because we live in a very conservative small town in eastern Kentucky. So this gives us, an outlet into the rest of the world. Does that make sense?
It does, completely. Completely. I don't even know how I found you. I
don't either.
Stumbled upon.
It's not like we're, like a big podcast or anything. We're growing, but it's
when people share. It's when people share and you'll stumble across something and you just hit play. You guys grabbed me. I'm obsessed. Every Monday I get so excited to download my latest Hillbilly Nerd Talk. Sometimes it's on a Tuesday, which makes me nervous because I'm like, crap, did they take the week off? But you guys are so much fun.
Oh, thank you so much. We really enjoy Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine. You just don't hear a lot of women podcasting.
You don't. I am happy when I do find them. I found one from, I think, the Charlotte area, and then they went away. And then I found one recently, which is kind of a spinoff of a YouTube vlog. It's called Meal Uncensored. It's Melissa and Allie. They get together and they do a podcast every week. But other than that, I haven't found many girl podcasts that are consistent.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we got to keep this going, girls. We got to keep this going.
Yes, please. For all of us female podcasters out there, please. It's fascinating, really, to hear, other women talking about things that are important to us.
Right.
And sometimes guys may not get that.
They don't. I do, like you and Hank, I sit down with my boyfriend, Steve. He travels a lot, so it's not as regular as Two Girls. But we sit down and podcast, and it is totally different podcast.
It is. But it's kind of therapy for your relationship, too.
It is. It makes us stop. It kind of causes some drama sometimes because I'm like, did you not prepare it all? I've been working all day. What have you been doing?
Yeah. Well, we have that too, and it's back and forth. Like who is the prepared one and who's not, or, if we're in the least bit grouchy with each other, we're really paranoid that will show in the podcast.
We let it show. Like, he'll be like, "You're cranky, aren't you?" Yep, I am. Let's get this over with so we can go eat dinner and go to bed. But I own my crankiness.
Yeah.
As a woman, we have to.
Need to, but I don't know. I'm so used to kind of like trying to mask that. I admit to like trying not to be openly cranky. And then when the dam breaks, it's like, roar! How dare you? And it'll be the stupidest things. So that's a lesson that I'm learning right now. I've got to quit letting it all pile up until it's something just stupid.
And I've never noticed that you're cranky on the podcast. So you paint a very pretty picture.
Well, thank you.
And I remember, I think recently Hank was sick and he apologized for being cranky. And I was like, there's Southern crankiness is nothing. You guys are still very pleasant. I love it.
Well, he gave me his cooties completely, and he has the best immune system. He could eat dirt and not get sick from it at all. And he's given me this blasted cold, and it has drug on and on and on. And finally, he's like, "Why didn't you go to the doctor? I went and got some steroids." And I'm like, "I'm going to kill you." Because it was like Friday afternoon, and the doctor wasn't open anymore.
Right. Thanks for telling me now, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we avoid each other when we're sick. Just stay away. I love you, but stay away. Neither one of us have time to be sick.
Yeah.
So outside of the podcast, what do you do? What is your profession? There's been some change recently, right?
Yeah, there's been some change. I have been an environmental chemist most of my life, and it sounds very glamorous. It's not. It's dealing with poop water most of the time. I mean that literally.
Are you testing porta potties? Like, what does that mean?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it is going to stick a bucket down in a porta potty and pull the water up and test that. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
That's foul. But yeah, also drinking water gets tested regularly. Any plant of any size has something that they call an effluent. It's going out of the plant. All of that has to be tested and documented with the states and everything. So there's a lot of regulation there. So it's just bureaucracy and science piled on top of each other. And I admit I'm kind of backing out of that now because Hank and I have rental properties. So I'm doing a lot more property management and construction management a little bit. We're renovating some apartments, and we just need somebody on top of that, keeping all the paperwork, checking on the job site 2 or 3 times a day, just making sure that everything's going smoothly. And he works too much to do that. And so I'm kind of stepping out of what I was doing and focusing more on our business venture together. And that's been great for both of us, I think, because he's learning to trust me, and I'm getting out of porta-johns.
That's awesome. Now, as a cubicle rat myself, when I think of someone that is kind of self-employed like you are, my brain goes, "Oh, that's awesome. You make your own hours. You get to go, grab lunch whenever." Is it that awesome? Or are your days actually longer than that structured cubicle life?
They're longer.
That's what I was afraid of.
But the problem was it was so much longer before because I was working, full-time in another position and then coming home, and we were both working until 11 o'clock at night, sometimes getting paperwork and talking about what we were going to do. And now we still talk in the evenings, but sometimes I get a little bit of time in the morning to work out or do something like that, and which I feel guilty even admitting that. But oh my God, that is so nice to be able to structure my day in such a way that I actually get some me time, because I wasn't before at all.
Right. Right now, in order to get me time, in order to get gym time, I have to get up at 4 a.m. to get to the gym by 5, to get to my cubicle by 7:30. So that would be a perk. It would be. So but my day ends typically at 5, sometimes 5:30 or 6, because that's when the rest of the office clears out. So I do have that luxury.
It has its benefits. It really does. And if you want to try it, I mean, it's scary. It is really scary to take that leap. Like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work? Blah, blah, blah. I can't go back and everything. I don't regret it. I really don't regret it. For a little while, I was scared and nervous and undiscovered country, basically, because I didn't know how this was going to work and how I was going to like it. But I'm so happy I did it now.
Well, good. That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Stepping out of the poop world into the construction management world. That's awesome.
And people were like, oh, God, isn't that really masculine? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Well, have you been seeing the trailer for the new movie Hot Pursuit?
No, I saw the poster for it last night, and it looks, all right, I love Reese Witherspoon. So
Me too. Sweet Home Alabama will always be a fave.
Yes. Yeah. I don't even like romantic comedies, and I like that movie.
Yes.
So
that was the first time I discovered McDreamy.
Ah, okay.
So I love that movie, and I love almost every movie I've seen her in. And to see her pairing up with Sophia Vergara, and the trailer itself is just hilarious.
Oh,
hilarious.
Wow.
So I can't show you the trailer because you're not sitting across from me like my other co-host, but I think that once we get off of here, you should go watch the trailer on YouTube because it looks hilarious. And we have the opportunity here in the Denver area for Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine to partner with Hot Pursuit for a Cinco de movie night.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have 3 pairs of tickets that I'm giving away. And what I'm asking is that the listeners send me a picture of them with their partner in crime. And you can send it to twogirlsandabottle-of-wine@gmail.com, tag us on Instagram or Twitter, or send it to our Facebook page. But just send us your picture of you and your partner in crime. If you're in the Denver area and you're available on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, around 7 p.m. in the South Denver area, you could win some tickets. So that's the contest that we have going on right now. I'm really excited about this movie. Now I want to know, who is Petra? We've talked about Hillbilly Nerd Talk. But who is Petra? What drives you, Petra?
What drives me? Oh, God. Put me on the spot.
I love it.
You know what? Change. Change is driving me right now. Because it has been such an upheaval the last year. Actually, the last 2 years. Hank and I have been married about 2 years now. And that was a huge life change for me because I'm divorced, once a divorce, and swore I would never do it again. Never going to happen. Not in a million years. And I am very happily married to Hank. I think every few weeks we realize again how happy we are to be together, and we appreciate each other, and that's a great thing. But it was life changing to actually take the leap and do that again. It's been so many changes. I mean, change in job. Change in, we're getting ready to move.
What?
It's a minor move. It's next door, but we're moving from the apartment that Hank built before we met into another apartment that we built recently. And we've got people who are going to rent our apartment. So,
that's exciting.
It is. And it's the first time we've moved together. So this is going to be interesting. Are we going to kill each other?
How long did Hank live in that apartment before you moved in?
Probably about 3 years. So he was well established.
Right. So how much junk are you throwing out when he's not there?
Not much, because he keeps nothing.
Oh, good. You are a lucky lady. He is a keeper.
No, because he expects me to keep nothing. So I end up hiding stuff.
Do you have a storage unit that Hank doesn't know about?
No,
okay.
But I do have Rubbermaid totes like stashed away in another building that I'm like, no, I can't get rid of this. And it'll be like stuff from high school.
Oh, I have those totes. Yep. I'm looking at them right now here in the basement. They're memories.
But you never get into it or anything.
Never.
Like I need to pull some stuff out, make it like a shadow box or something like that. Do something like crafty with it and then just get rid of the rest of it. But I can't. I still have prom dresses.
I feel like if I did that, it would end up being a shadow shed rather than a shadow box. Yes. I have so much stuff. I can't, because I have moved, Steve and I have been together for 5 years, but before that, before I moved in with him, I moved like 3 times in 4 years. And so I got rid of stuff. But now, like, the stuff I still have, I'm like, I've had it this long, it's not going anywhere.
Oh, that's good.
We do a thing, and you guys